so happy you're here. Thank you for joining me. Tonight I wanted to make a video about the energetic landscape of kind of where we've been and set up for the next video about where we're going through the lens of stones and crystals. And get my intention candle going. So, my intention is for you to find alignment with your soul, for you to find alignment with your highest and greatest good, and for me to help you along that path in any way possible, even if it's just wishing that for you with this intention, and for you to have a wonderful and relaxed evening. So, 2020 and 2021 were a mess, right? I don't think I know a single person that came out of these past 2 years unscathed or untouched by just the kind of crazy upheaval the entire world is in. And it's really been a time of intense transformation and more specifically transmutation for the whole world, for us as a collective. And much like butterflies, before we grow our wings, we have to kind of be in this pile of goo for a while. And this sort of refiner's fire, if you will. And it's because we as a collective are raising consciousness. We are raising awareness, and we're coming into an age, a new age, where the entire energetic landscape is a couple octaves above where it was. So a lot of the crystals that came out during this time are focused on helping with transformation. And the main crystal that I found that really just showed up all over the place all of a sudden is Chrysocolla. And Chrysocolla is a copper mineral. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus here. There we go. It has a beautiful, beautiful blue color. And it looks a bit like the earth itself. This one has a little pocket of sparkles inside, what you call druzy. But this little crystal really just sort of blew up over the past few years and has started being found all over the place, in places that it has not traditionally been, and in a lot more abundance than it has usually been. And I believe that crystals tell us a lot about the energy, the energetic landscape. And like I mentioned, they are found and discovered and disseminated to the world specifically when that energy is needed. So it's a pretty phenomenal way to get a good idea of the messages from the earth, how we can understand what gifts the earth is giving to us and what we can learn from those things. So, Chrysocolla, being a copper mineral, is pretty special. There are a lot of copper minerals. There are tons of them. But Chrysocolla seems to really show up the most, and I think it's the most beautiful. It has the most vibrant color, and it's just really special in the way that it works with the body and in the way that people interact with it. It's very accessible, and everyone I've ever known that has used it or worked with it in any way just loves it so much. Copper is a superconductor of chi, or you might call it prana, you might call it scalar energy, or 0-point energy. There's lots of different names for it, but it's really source energy. Everything that sort of makes up our universe, and it's almost like the most pure frequency before separation at all, the most primal, pure frequency that we have. So copper superconducts this energy and really, really pumps it out. All crystals do this, but copper specifically is a really big one. It sort of grounds it in a beautiful earthy way, and copper also is cooling. Chrysocolla is very cooling. It clears heat, and it also clears wind in Chinese medicine terms. So you might think of wind as chaos or too much yang, too much movement, and it really helps to settle and sort of really ground lots of different types of energies. So Chrysocolla is also a sedimentary / metamorphic crystal, but what makes it really special is that it has a beautiful patina, and there's lots of different ways that people use patina on art projects, and you might see beautiful statues like the Statue of Liberty. That color is from copper patina, and it's a result of oxidization over time of the copper. And what we can learn from that is that things get better and more beautiful over time. And you have to earn your beautiful color, your beautiful patina. And it comes from being weathered. It comes from being exposed. It comes from being rained on, and the soil is in sedimentary rocks is really eroding, and it's just being tumbled and moving around a lot. It moves, and so it's really been through the ringer. It's been through so much, and it is even more stunning and more beautiful because of it. And that is the lesson that Chrysocolla has for you. And we can take that to mean that everything we've been through over the last couple of years has made us more beautiful. And not to minimize what has happened to anyone or assign logic to what seems illogical, but it really is just here to remind us that our scars are beautiful, and that's what makes us unique. That's what makes us special and stronger. Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue, and we really can take that to feel at peace and just try to see the beauty in it, and the beauty in the fact that we've made it this far. We made it through. We made it through the goo pile of transformation, and have scars and cuts and scrapes and all of those things. But it's all for our growth. It's for the evolution of our consciousness. And that's what this Earth School is all about. It's about learning polarity and learning about how there's horrible, horrible, horrible things that happen. And there's also really, really stunningly beautiful things that happen here. And you need both. You have to have both. You can't appreciate incredible, amazing things without the flip side, without the yin and yang. And it's a beautiful lesson. It's a beautiful lesson for the earth to give us right now. And I wanted to talk about a few specific stones that I think are pretty special, that have come out in the past few years. So I'll talk a little bit about Peru. Peru has seen so many new incredible copper stones. There is this incredible blue malachite even, and malachite is typically green, but it's even blue malachite, which is sort of similar to Chrysocolla. And it's just started showing up with so many different crystals. So this one is epidote with Chrysocolla. And you can see that gorgeous green, blue color with the darker green, which is the epidote. And epidote is a really, really nourishing mineral. It's incredibly, it's like I call it the spinach or the nettles of stones. And it's what I would, if I were going to make a really healthy stew of crystals, nettles would be in there, and epidote would be in there. It's cooling and grounding and very, very healing energetically. So seeing these two together is all about nourishing those wounds, taking care of yourself, making sure to fill your cup before you fill others. Put on your oxygen mask first so that you can help others. And really making sure to rest and recharge and eat some good food. Another crystal that is a cool Chrysocolla combination is this piece. It's showing up here with a crystal called Brucite. And Brucite is a beautiful lead-based mineral. So I think that it showing up here with Chrysocolla is so cool because anything lead-based is heavy, so it's going to really sink deep into the body. And that means that it's going to take the healing, the transformation, the beauty, and bring it deep inside, so you really get to consolidate and seal it in at a bone deep, at a bone marrow, at a DNA level. You're healing and transforming and being patinaed at a DNA level, and that's pretty special. Actually, I think it is my most favorite combination that Chrysocolla has popped up in is this beautiful Brucite. Brucite is typically only traditionally found in Pakistan, and I have not seen Chrysocolla very popular at all out of Pakistan in the last 10 years. This is the first I've seen, so the fact that it's popping up there too is really something. But just look at that color, isn't that stunning? And Brucite is this happy yellow mineral, just in little bubbles on the top. And it's a magnesium mineral, so it helps relaxation, but it's also a super, super sweet crystal that really makes you feel good. It's like a sweet little hug of a crystal, and it's one of my new favorites. It's so joyous, so happy, and really just sweet and supportive crystal. So it really helps you relax into who you are by helping you relax, but also lifting you up, kind of like you might hope a best friend would. And it's great for really just lifting you up out of sadness, lifting up out of depression, and just in general, elevating mood, elevating those of us who might have seasonal affective disorder. And the fact that it's growing with this beautiful Chrysocolla really tells us to find some joy where we can right now, to not take things too seriously. That's one of the best spiritual advice pieces I've heard. Sandra Ingerman is where I heard it first, and she said one of the main things about being a shaman is not taking things too seriously, because spirit doesn't. She says that they know that this reality is an illusion, and that, spirit is the real reality. That's what's true, and this is just an illusion. So enjoy it while we're here. Find that joy where you can, in those dark, tucked away places, and really getting in alignment with your soul, letting everything shed away that's no longer in resonance, that's no longer serving you, that's no longer in harmony. Old programs, old thought forms, we, as people are shedding, and we're also shedding these as a collective. So it's an incredibly important time to be alive, and having these mineral allies with us to help us and really help us find those energies and balance them. And it can be hard if you're upset or you're ungrounded or you're tired, to find those energies within yourself. So having these resources that we can keep in our pocket or in a piece of jewelry or by our bedside table or under our pillow, help us to keep in alignment with those frequencies that we are so needing right now. I have another really cool piece of this material, this huge guy, and I just think that the color of the Chrysocolla on these is so stunning. The contrast is a really beautiful and joyous contrast here, and it's so unique in the mineral world. It's just not something you see very often, and those are the ones that I'm really drawn to. It has a beautiful sound. There's a lot to gain about crystals by hearing their sounds that they make. You can learn a lot about the frequencies, and especially the tangible frequencies here through resonance. As you can see, this one's got just such a sweet. Relaxing, beautiful sound. These two, I'm plugging my shop here. These two are available in my shop along with others. I bought all of the material that there is, I think, and just because I thought it was so special and so important right now. So please get yourself a piece. I've got tons of Brucite in my shop as well, just plain Brucite. That's very affordable. These are a little bit more because they're so rare, and it's really truly the only material I think that there is of this. So yeah. And the last one I have to show is stepping into where we're going as a collective. I might say some other crystals that have been really relevant in the last couple of years are always the kunzite crystals. They're incredible for just transmuting energy and helping to raise consciousness and raise energy. And there's been a lot of those coming out lately. Obsidian was a really important one because it helps us to sort of dredge up things that maybe are lingering in our psyches and in our bodies and our energy bodies that we've pushed down and kind of need to bring up and deal with. So it's really great for shadow work. Another important crystal that has been popping up, especially in the last few years, is called azurine. And azurine is a black spiky mineral. It grows in these porcupine spikes almost, and it's brilliant for psychic protection. It just looks like stay away. It has these spikes. And it's an important time for psychic protection. So I would definitely be mindful of that. I have some of that in the shop as well. So I think those are the main ones to mention. And apatite actually is the other one. I'll probably do a video on apatite all by itself because there's a lot to discuss with apatite, but it's really important as it resonates with our bodies, and is also a phosphate mineral, which means it does really cool things with light. So the last one I want to discuss is my crystal chime over there I made. This is garnet with Chrysocolla. And garnet is what I believe to be the stone of this year and where we're going and where the energy is sort of telling us to be now. And garnet, to me, is the absolute best stone for embodiment and sovereignty in finding your personal power. So we've been through the ringer, we've been through our transformation, we've shed off all of the things that are no longer serving. We've come into this new time And the most important thing we can remember now that we've got this elevated consciousness is to stay in our bodies, to stay grounded. And for me, it was always difficult as a concept for me to do grounding work, to think about being connected to the earth's energy or tethered to the earth or corded or any of the traditional ways that you kind of connect to the earth. But it is easy for me to connect to my body. And I think that's where maybe a distinction that might be helpful to some others too is to really just imagine all of your soul, every piece of your soul that might be fragmented away, that might be in the future with anxiety, or that might be in the past, or that might just be dissociated because it's tough to be on the earth right now. And while that's a coping mechanism that we all use, and it's there because we need it, it's a defense mechanism, and it's saved us all so many times. But now is the time to be embodied. Now is the time to be present. Now is the time to be in our power and really just fully here, because the more you are grounded and the more you are present, the better you can channel. You're an open channel for your own soul. You become a better portal, and your heart opens. You're able to live through your heart and really connect with the world from a place of love and from your heart space. And this allows you to connect more deeply and much more importantly with people and the earth itself, with animals and nature. And we're not really moving out of a place of a mental awareness. We're not in our heads too much. We're not in the lower chakras just only in the lower chakras, with earthly pleasures and things like sex and food and money. While all of these things are important, it's really about the balance, and the heart is right in the middle, tying those things together. I like to think of it as an infinity sign, and right in the middle is the heart. And once we can interface the world from a heart place, everything changes. And garnet is absolutely the stone to help us with that. So garnet also brings us vitality. It brings us chi. It brings us juiciness and strength. So garnet will be the next video. There are also some other stones too that are important for the work ahead that we have to do. But this beautiful garnet and chrysocolla is kind of the perfect place to blend where we've gone and where we're going. So I'm going to take just a moment to send, if you're open to it. If not, just you can close your eyes and just relax, or let this hit you as it will. But for those who are open to it and willing to receive, I'm just going to send some Reiki through this crystal, through my heart space, and hope that this energy can help you along your path and help you as you're moving forward. So I'm just going to send this energy to you now. Reiki works through time and space, so it will get to you as it's meant to. And yeah, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments or email me. I'd be thrilled to make videos around what's helpful to you. So please let me know how I can be a resource. And again, thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I love you.